God, if you loved me, why did you not have my father in my life? Have you ever asked God that? Like, why did I have to struggle with that? God, if you loved me, why did you make this the thing that I would struggle with? God, if you loved me, why wasn't I born into a different family? God, if you love, like, why? And you start asking why of your weakness. And after you ask why for so long, you move on to trying to just wish it away. Paul, he said, I asked God 3 times, like, just take it away. Just give it. Have you ever done that? Have you asked God, like, God, if you would just get me out of this situation, if you would just take that away from me, if I just didn't struggle with that, I would be who you've called me to be. And Paul, he says in scripture in 2 Corinthians 12, I was given a thorn and I begged 3 times for him to take it away. And he said, my grace is sufficient. Now there's a lot of speculation on what this thorn was. Scripture isn't clear on what it was, but it's very clear on why it was there. It says the thorn was given to keep me from becoming proud. Now this starts to mess with your theology, because some of us, because we've experienced so many good things, because we've experienced God, because we've made the money, because we've had a good life, we have trouble dealing with that your weakness may not have been from the devil. 2 words that were kind of stuck out to me. It was the word given and torment. The word torment makes sense to me. But there was another word that didn't make sense. It was given. I want to read this scripture in the Message translation because it opens up something so special. It says, because of the extravagant revelations, and so I wouldn't get a big head, I was given the gift of a handicap. Look what Paul says. He says, at first, I didn't think of it as a gift. So I asked God to remove it. He said, my grace is enough. Once I heard that, I was glad to quit focusing on the handicap and appreciating the gift. Now, what's interesting in this scripture is he's talking about the same thing when he says handicap and when he says gift. He says, I was given a thorn, but then when I realized I had grace on my side, I stopped calling it that thing that was there to torment me. I stopped calling it a handicap, and I realized it was a gift. What if just maybe Paul had a perspective that we can borrow today? That the weakness, that the struggle, that the pain, that financial tension that you have in your marriage, how could that be a gift? What would happen if you saw it as a gift? Like, what if it's that gift that you didn't want, but you actually needed? What if it's the one that right now, he said, at first, I didn't think it was a gift. Like at first, when they broke up with me, I didn't think it was a gift. But looking back on it, now I realize that it wasn't a handicap, but it was actually a gift. Come on, at first, I didn't think that the business shutting down was a gift because I didn't understand. But when I realized his grace was all I needed, it became a gift. The weakness or the struggle, the glitch that you have, that glitch that's been there since you were a kid, that thing that's caused you to second guess your purpose since you were born, that tension that's in your relationship, that fear, that anxiety. What if God's grace could turn your glitch into your gift?